Hi everyone, I'm Dan Hewitt at Boxing TV. Today I'm going to be speaking with one of British boxing's brightest stars in Mr. Kaash Johnson. 8-0 as a professional. He's had a crazy story. He's had a crazy life, from adverse findings in his brain that they say was a tumour that turned out it wasn't, to being stabbed multiple times and nearly losing his life. Stay tuned. I'm here with one of Britain's brightest prospects in Kaash Johnson. Now, you've had a bit of a crazy life. Probably one of the most... You could write a book, really, about your story and what you've been through. First of all, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling well, I'm feeling positive. I'm glad to be back in my career, training hard. Yeah, I'm excited to go.
So you're fighting September 30th against a journeyman this time around, which is fully expected, being out of the ring. I want to talk about your story. So, first of all, you're involved in a pretty serious incident where you were stabbed multiple times and you nearly lost your life. Of course, I'm not expecting you to delve all the information, but just give the audience and myself an idea of what that was like for you.
Yeah, in June 2021, we had confirmed a big fight deal to fight for the English title on the Friday night in England. We're playing in the, I think it was it the Euros? Or was it World Cup? It was one or the other. I can't remember, but it was England were playing. So I went to my friends to watch it after the gym, and cut long short, ended up going to collect my sister from Newcastle Town. And as I turned up, I was approached by a group of lads, and they knew about the boxing, they knew what I'd done, and they were looking for trouble. Do you know what I mean? And it resulted in me being stabbed. Yeah, straight from my chest. Left me in intensive care, fighting for my life. Tore my lung, tore my chest muscle, and yeah, it's been a long road to come back. And it was one of the toughest things I've ever gone through in my life. But what don't kill you makes you stronger, and it definitely did.
I mean, you said briefly off camera there that kind of it's not just the physical kind of impact, it's also the mental impact as well. So I mean, even now, I'm sitting here in the middle of somewhere, you must still feel a little bit anxious and be a bit nervous really about, because you never know who's around, and I'm a bit weird like that anyway with my family. I'm always keeping an eye out and put back to the wall kind of job. But do you feel since that it's kind of made you a lot more, let's say, cautious?
100%. I think, especially around Stoke-on-Trent, I've always been pretty confident to be around my area. But of course it changes you, done it, stuff like that. It changed me as a person. Everyone that knows me knows it changed me as a person. But I'm hoping it changed me for the better. It has made me aware of people and aware of who I'm surrounding myself with, aware of what positions I'm putting myself in. And if it did anything, it made me grow up. No, it wasn't my fault. No, I wasn't. I wasn't out looking for trouble. No, I wasn't out on the town. But I still put myself in a bit of a dangerous position when I had a fight coming up. Going into a town like that at 1 o'clock in the morning.
I mean, you can't foresee that though, can you?
No, of course. But I should have just walked away from the situation when I felt like it was a tense situation and environment. I had a feeling when I turned up that it wasn't a good situation to be in. Not blaming myself because I didn't deserve that. I had this gut feeling that something was going to go wrong. But when you're picking your sister up from town, do you expect to get stabbed in the chest twice? No, of course you don't. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, of course it changed me as a person. Yeah, 100%.
I mean, I can't imagine. I actually was in a situation like that where, and it's well documented through the followers, that I was approached by two guys with a knife when I was younger, and if it wasn't for boxing and be able to fight, I'd have probably lost my life or been in a similar situation to you. So it's how important, really, I think, this day and age, especially, that your kids need to be involved in boxing, or at least something where they can protect themselves. So you're 8-0 now as a professional, and you're saying you're big, you're feeling bigger, you're feeling stronger. What's next for you then? I know you've got this fight coming up, so how are you feeling ahead of it?
I'm feeling strong. I feel excited. I think I've grown into the weight now. I was always a big lightweight anyway, but now I am a fully fledged, lightweight. I'm big at lightweight. The last fight we were considering going down to super featherweight maybe, as a weigh-in on the day at 9:12, 9:11. So that was an option. I think that's out the picture at the minute. But like I say, it's all up in the air. Until after this one, it's all up in the air for me. What divisions? But there are fights out there after this. Touch wood, the 30th of September, I come through it nice. I put on a display for my fans and get the groove back. Because people are forgetting, I've been in the ring once in 4 years. We've just had another year layoff. I've been training, I've been in the gym, but there's nothing like doing the actual final product. And with the brain scan and the stabbing, I've lost a lot of years of sparring. And I think the pressure's on me. People expect big performances from Flash Kaash, you know what I mean? They expect explosive performances, and that's what I want to give people. And the 30th of September for me is just getting back in the ring, enjoying doing what I love, and moving on. It's as simple as that.
I like it. I like it. So you said about the brain scan there. So that was another thing, of course, that's plagued your young career, and it's a bloody good job that you went pro younger, because your career would have been gone now if you had started at this age. You'd have been 30, and your career would have been gone. I know some fighters have made it till their late 40s and stuff, but as a lightweight, especially your super feather, then that 30's old, really. Or at least championship level by that time. So yeah, brain scan. So you pretty much said to the entire social media, to the rest of the world, listen, I'm never fighting again. Tell us about what happened, and then tell us about the reverse of what happened, because it's another crazy situation.
Of course, you have. So I went through a medical. You have your routine brain scan every year, and we went for the brain scan. Never in a million years I thought anything was going to get found. So I've passed them flying colours, the last 5 years, and it come back that they'd found a tumour. They were different. So at the time we weren't in the loop of actually what was going on. So it was panic stations, it's your brain, isn't it? Yeah. And being so young. Anyway, we'd been told that there was a suspected tumour on my brain. They'd found just behind my ear, attached to my brain. So it was panic stations. Yeah.
Not just for your career, but for your life.
Yeah, boxing at the time, but it wasn't even crossing my mind. I was heartbroken, but I wasn't crossing my mind. I was panicking. I was worried. And we were advised by the board and by my manager to announce my retirement from boxing. At that time, I was thinking, even if I come through this, or whatever they find, it put everything in perspective. I'm thinking, I've nearly lost my half already. Life's been a roller coaster as it is. I'm thinking I don't want to be risking it anyway, and I thought I'm done with boxing. And I think, and then we had a few specialist appointments. Things weren't looking too good. They done hearing tests, done this, done that. Had a couple more brain scans, and they come back clear. So whatever it is has gone, because they found something. Yeah. And at that moment, I felt this relief. I want myself when boxing was took away. I never am. Yeah. Tom Lowe used to say, Kaash, about boxing and routine is a walking disaster. That's what Tom Lowe used to say, and Scott knows it, and everyone that knows it. Me without boxing I'm nothing. Like, it's all I've got, and it's sunk in, mate. And I remember not sleeping for months because I just, I thought it was done. I was trying to do a bit of PTing and coaching, but because my heart was broke from my career being gone again and took away from me, I was struggling to even do that, And when I got opportunity arose that it had been cleared, that was it,
Straight on the bike.
For me, yeah. And it is tough at the minute. I can't lie. I've boxed for a very long time. It is tough to keep that motivation after all the setbacks. It is becoming tough. And I need to snap this opportunity up now, and this has got to be the break for me, and the time where we go full throttle and let's go for it. Because I ain't got many more chances left now.
At 24, 25 years of age, again, as your weight being a lightweight, then these are your times. It's now or never, unless you're going to suddenly turn into an heavyweight, go into the late 40s and stuff. It literally is now or never. So obviously you've got a fight coming up, and what you're hoping for is another couple by the end of the year, and then maybe moving on to a Midlands area title or something of that nature, or English title, or whoever it might be at hopefully 10-0 by then. I've seen a lot of news, a lot of noise through social media and other places, where you've been having let's just say a close eye on a famous name in the son of Ricky Hatton, Campbell Hatton. Talk to me about that, because that's exciting. 10-0, I think he's around 13 or 14-0 now. So talk to me about that. Do you want him?
I want him next. Campbell Hatton's been on the scene, and I've always respected and backed him up. There was people that I know calling him out a few years ago, and I put a status on Facebook saying, let the lad learn his trade. Let him learn his trade. And that's what I stand by. I stand by what I said on Facebook. I backed him up. I said, let the kid learn his trade. You know what I mean? He's got a lot of pressure on him. And I believe that. Now it's different. He's 13-0. He's started going past me a bit, and he's in my way. And not just that. I want to be where he is, and the only way for me to get there is to beat him. Yeah. And I do beat Campbell Hatton. My record, people were saying on another boxing forum, my record this, my record that. There's no two ways about it. If you know boxing, Campbell Hatton has to knock me out to do it. He doesn't. He carries a good body shot. I'm a very well-schooled boxer, and I bang myself. No, my record doesn't state it. The amateurs do. If me and Campbell face each other, he gets beat, and I believe he's got the first 4 rounds to come and take me out, and after that he gets, I believe, I demoralise him. He's not on my level. Is there a personal problem with him? No, of course there's not. Obviously, there's got to be a bit. You've got to do what you got to do to get the fight. Eddie knows we want it. What the bottom line is, he hasn't got a title or anything, but he is somewhere where I want to be. He is in my way. I am bouncing between the lightweight and super light. And I truly believe I beat him. So why am I not going to chase that fight? He knows I want it. Matthew Hatton knows I want it. Eddie knows I want it. They've got a show on the 21st of October in Liverpool, 3 weeks after my fight. Get the contract in front of me. I'll sign it in boxing 3 weeks after this one. And I will beat him, 100%. And that's not me on it. That ain't me at my best. That's me coming back. And I will beat him, hands down.
It's obviously a famous name, in Campbell Hatton. You've got Chris Eubank Jr., you've got Conor Benn with what's happening there, and you've also got now Prince Nazim's son, Adam, I believe, who's doing well, his first ever fight. I mean, how much do you think it must be hard to have a famous dad? I mean, you definitely get your benefits because at the end of the day, you're going to have more opportunities, you're going to get better sponsors, you're going to get paid more, you'll be on the bigger shows. And that's what, look, the other day, was he the fight before Usyk and Dubois or something crazy? And his first ever fight, not just as a professional, ever. Even as an amateur or anything, white collar, anything. I mean, it must bring a lot of pressure to have a famous dad like that.
100%, and that's why I've got a lot of respect. I have got respect for people that have got famous dads that are trying to follow in their dad's footsteps. I can't imagine having that pressure on me, my old man, my pops is known around Burswood, and that's enough, you know what I mean? So I couldn't imagine that, and that's why I backed him up. It must be tough. It is tough. People say he's only where he is because of his dad. Yeah, and he deserves to be. He deserves to be signed by Matchroom. He's got the name. His dad worked that hard to give him that start in boxing. He deserves that. I aren't jealous of that. Would I be complaining if Ricky Hatton was my dad? Of course I wouldn't. Do you know what I mean? As grateful as I am for the people I've got in my life, of course no one would. The pressure must be immense. But he's had his time of learning now. They keep putting him in with these kids. They put him in. I'm not mentioning names. Some people that are from the Midlands and that. Yeah. I'm a real prospect from the Midlands. I can box. I've got a good amateur background. Yes, I've been inactive. So he should be looking at me thinking, do you know what? I'll shut this lad up from Burswood. I'll shut him up. He's only had one fight. He's struggling in his last fight. They should be jumping at a chance. Jump on me now, because if he gives it till next year, we know what's going to happen, because I'm going to find a flow and it will be over quicker than what people think. Like I say, I'm not chasing massive fights until the end of the year. Campbell Hatton, to me, is not someone I'm worried about. You can see it in me. I'm not worried about him. If that fight's offered to me, I'll take it.
So, I don't normally do this, but you sound quite passionate about it. What's your message to Campbell Hatton?
Just get the contract over to me. Let me come over there, beat you, and take your place, you know what I mean? Because it's not personal, it's business. He's where I want to be. I'm a better boxer. Of course I'm going to be chasing him. And it's his name, isn't it? It's a name on the record, and that is it's simple as that. Boxing's a business. He don't want it. He's seen that I'm calling him out. He's not said anything. Eddie Earn's been watching my stories. Eddie Earn knows we want it. They ain't interested. But if he wants it, I will fight him on 21st October. And if it's not 21st October, give me the date for November, December. Give me Christmas Day and I'll come beat him with a Santa hat on. No matter.
Santa hat on. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned. I'll see you again.